Right. Good morning all. At least morning for me in a very snowy the Netherlands. Cold and bitter. Well, like Alaska, but slightly less cold. I'm gonna record my whole flight scheme, which I'm gonna do with the Piper Aerostar from Alaska back to its home base. Canada even, back to its home base in Australia, Gold Coast, Australia. And I'm a Dutch native, so English is not my native language, but I will use English for most of the viewers because I'm gonna post this on the thread that A2A Simulations have posted on their Discord for this excellent aircraft, the Piper PA600 Aerostar, which, by the way, I found a very ugly aircraft. Because of the beep belly and the big nose, but it is fast. It is a nice travel touring aircraft. So as you can see, I've already put the heaters on because it's not very warm here. It's minus 20 degrees, I think, something like that. Where's my... oh, there it is, behind it. There it is. Yeah, yucky, cold, and the Aerostar is not famous for getting warm. So I put the heaters on. I'm gonna close the door, but first let's look at this, because this is my routing. As you can see, I started in Whitehorse, then went to McCarthy, then to Anchorage, and now I'm at King Salmon. On today's flight we're gonna go to Unalaska, and we're gonna do this via PDN, what's that again? Port Heiden, that's it, and then Cold Bay, and then on to Unalaska. And we're gonna do this without GPS because I thought, well, let's do a bit of a challenge. So we're gonna go through DME, NDB, and then a Vortak over here, and then DME, NDB combination again, and hoping for good weather because we're gonna need that. Yeah, that's it. So let's see. What else am I gonna say and do? Let's just go to the sim. Oh, I've got to book my flight, of course, because I'm flying in VA, so I have to book a flight. That's gonna be easy enough. Book charter. You can't see this. This is something in our pilot registration system. There we go. And it says to me fuel should be 388 kilograms. I'm gonna up that a bit. And then let's see if we can get this road started. Because 388 is always nice. In J, when I fly my own plane, I generally take the fuel I need plus half. That's a good estimate, but I need more now, I guess, because 388, that's a whole lot. Kilograms. Where's the... yeah, 227. 450, fill her up? Yeah, why not? Fill her up. Just fill her up. But I will take one passenger less. I don't care. For weight and balance issues. There we go. Okay, well, the engine preheaters are in, so I'm guessing Temp should be fine now. I'm gonna close the door. This aircraft is not famous for getting heated up. Let's put the battery on. Oh yeah, oil temps are nice now. That's good. Roughly 50. Inside air temperature is -20, so that's not the greatest. Engine heaters can go out. Now I haven't had a lot of time practicing with this aircraft. So this is going to be interesting. Fuel systems on, nav lights on, beacons on. What was it again? Full, half to prime it. Go to half. Do the right engine first. Take the pump on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take some throttle off. There she goes. Get it to roughly 1000 RPM. Alternator on. Get a bit. Oh, we're fogging up. Get some fresh air in. Not to this one. It's cold air. Okay, that's the first starting up. Next one. Throttle half. Go. Back to 1000 RPM, let's warm her nice and up. Instruments on, autopilot on, auto trim on. Duct, pitot on. Nice. Okay, put the headphones on. The rest is all done. This is all loading up. Engine 2 running good, engine 1 running good. Okay, this can go off. Probe the eyes, no. Cabin, yes. Diesel cabin lights on. This will follow. Okay, our course is 153. Okay. Now then. As we are warming, and this will take a while. Oh. Oil is 42, 40, so this should be okay now. Okay. Why are my radios Don't I have power on my radios? To respond to alt. This one is something. Ah! You have to turn them on. Big boy. There we go. Right. It's a bit dirty already from 2 flights before. There's people here, I don't know why. I had that turned off. Ah, okay, that's because of the seat thing. So now it's empty. Ah, okay. Now I know. Now I'm overweight. And now I'm not. I don't want packs. Okay, it's good. It's all good. As you can see, I'm fiddling around with whatever I can because I'm a bit, well, I'm new in this aircraft. This is all good. Cabin temp is coming up. It's still cold inside. It needs 20 minutes to warm the engine, then 20 minutes to warm. Each other. The interior of the aircraft, so that's this is RNAV. I'm not going to use that. What I am going to use is setting some frequencies already. The first one's at Port Heiden with 109.5. That's the DME, and the NDB is 371. Okay, I guess that's on. I guess that's on. This also checks out. This also checks out, and my first heading will be 201. So I'm gonna turn this to 201. DME, but it's not registering yet. Prop the ice as well. So while the cabin warms up, the oil is done, so we're gonna go. And let's see. Weather. Ooh. Apparently I touched the brakes. 366 knots. So we are here, we're gonna go left turn. There's stuff there, we're gonna go right turn, then go along the apron to this runway over here. Meantime, I'll put in some traffic. Forgot to start that. Nice deep rumble of these big engines. External lights, taxi lights on. This aircraft accumulates dirt on flying, so let's see how if I can get to Australia without cleaning it. See how it will look whenever I get there. It's gonna be some mighty haul. Take the whole runway, even though it's cold, so the air is nice and thick. So that means turning to the left here. God, this is terrible. But the steering is interesting because there's a rocker switch over here. I mapped that to my rudders. Because the nose steering is done by that, it's electrical. It's kind of a neat feature, but it does mean that the nose doesn't steer if you don't use that. So there's a way to map it. I did it on another way. There's a way to map it in the manual, but I mapped it just to my rudder pedals. All in all, it's not too bad. So, but it's not direct. Not like you expect that a let's say a smaller GA aircraft. Right, don't need this one anymore. Right, parking brake set. Let's do some checks. Good. Got the 25. Run the props. I'm doing this simultaneously. Normally you would do this on two engines, one engine at a time. Okay. Pull back idle. Nothing shutting down. Okay, set flaps. 10 should be good. Parking brake off. Let's go. Lights on, strobes on, and full power. positive. Gear up. Feet, flaps up. Climb power. Over 2400 RPM. Here we go. Ground lights off. And taking a left turn out of traffic. Gonna climb to 10,000 feet and then cruise on from there. Let's first pick up our heading. Instrument lighting a bit. Like I said, ugly bird, but she is fast. Oh, now there's people here. Oh, I put him in, of course. That's what I did. Yeah. Short of memory, and I've got a DV already at 120. This one will not get anything yet. This is only DME, so there's no nav. And this one is not receiving anything yet. So 119 miles, nautical miles. Everything's okay, everything's okay. Yeah, temperature's coming up. So I have to figure things out, how this stuff works. The froster is and heater are simple, of course. The blower has to be on and the fan has to be going, but I'm not sure about this is ventilation of outside air, this is heater temperature, this is due to the froster. I'm guessing outside air doesn't really help when you want to heat the cabin when it's minus 20 outside. It's minus 10 now. Okay, good show. Anyway, I bought this bird yesterday. It's been out for a bit while, but I waited a bit, even though I know A2A is well worth their money from previous buys. Nowadays in the new flight sims 2020 and 2024, only the Tomahawk and now the Tomahawk, not the Tomahawk, the Comanche and the Aerostar are the only ones out, but in P3D and FXX there were a load of aircraft, including the Stratocruiser, the Constellation, the Cherokee, the T6, some Warbirds, Spitfire, P40s, P40B, C. Excellent aircraft. In their own rights. And now we have the Aerostar, which is basically a very fast, well, let's call it semi-private passenger aircraft, still in the general aviation concept. And designed for speed, high wing load, small wings with a high wing load, so it's not per se maneuverable, but it is fast. We'll be cruising when we get out of the climb around 200 knots. Oh, I have to mind my throttles, of course. This is not a turbocharged bird. Engines are normally aspirated, meaning the higher you get, the less power you get. There is a lean finder on this thing. I haven't figured out how it works yet. In general, I'll just pull it a bit. I find that all these gizmos are, well, fun, but not per se helpful when you take a rule of thumb kind of approach. It's like either big bet 21 degrees inside now. Getting above the cloud cover. Really nice sunrise. I've set local time here the same as local time here currently, so it's my clock. 11 o'clock, right? Oh god, looking aircraft, man. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's 11:08 in the morning here in the Netherlands, so it's 11:08 in the morning here in Alaska. I'm guessing 10,000 will be as good as any. Full throttle. Sink him a bit, pull it back a bit on the right engine. Beautiful flying weather. Now I don't have a directional fix yet because I have an NDB that's still out of range, tuned at 371. Turn the volume up. So I only have a range fix. Take a bit of the RPMs off. Let's go to 2200 RPM. Pull some of the mixture off. That doesn't sound fine. Let's go to 12. Big reacher of peak. That sounds good. expect somewhere around 190 indicated. So shift, so I'm gonna waylay my course a bit to 210, because I am gonna be following the Aleutian chain. That's my visual cue, of course. And all the mountainous stuff should be staying on my left hand side. This is better. 2200 RPM. There's another instrument here that I can use. It's bigger. I don't know, it's better to read, but I like the whole retro cockpit thing in this more. I have to figure this thing out still, but in any case I like the smaller one more. It's giving the cockpit a more retro look, which I like in this aircraft in this instance. You can change on the fly, so why not? We have cylinder temperatures over here and exhaust jazz over here. Fuel use, yeah, I was doing 180 indicated, and I'm hoping this little boy will wake up soon, because I didn't check the range on the NDBs. Actually, I have no clue. Well, I know that Port Heiden is on the northern side of the island chain, so on this side, so as long as I follow the coast I should be good to find Port Heiden. Cold Bay should be at 112.6. Already putting that in. So yeah, the visual stuff is gonna help. It's all too easy these days that you just put in a GPS and follow a purple line, or a magenta line as it's called. That's all well and nice. We are at 204. We lay the drift a bit. and stuff. Nice sunrise over these barren lands. At this rate we should be at Port Heiden in 25 minutes or 83 miles. We can check other stuff like the ground speed, which is 198. This is our UTC time. ETA, expected time of arrival. Oh, okay. So 42. So it's 17 now, so 41 will be there. It's another way of looking at it. Time to go is 24 minutes. Then again, you get it 42, 41. Yeah. RNF I still have to figure out. Fun stuff about an older bird is, well, this of course. Oh, I've got a range. The needle is moved. I'll keep it at this. Well, let's be clear. 180 knots indicated on a twin GA bird. There's nothing to sneeze about. It's fast. And I like all dials. I just like it. I like it way more than glass cockpits. I've been flying privately since 2008, so almost 20 years already. Always in older aircraft with dials. Of course, I like the whole glass thing that's integrated on one screen that you see everything, but when I know where it's at in the cockpit, it's all good. Outside. Differences in exhaust gas temperatures. Usage, it's also here the fuel flow. Used per engine. Remaining in hours, so it's an endurance of 7 hours on this settings. These settings, it can fly for 7 hours. That's impressive. Still, I have to find out how this lean finder button works, but all in all, it's not too shabby. Like I said, there's also a big thing, of course, with the A2A stuff. If you go to the maintenance and then the engines, do you see that this is a bit green already? If I up the mixture, they get orange and then red, meaning you're running more fuel than you should. If you leaned it a bit out, set to 12 gallons per hour, that's about, that's good. Then you see that they're green. You can go even more. Bring them to 11 even. Yeah, stable enough. It's a nice way to see how this works. Ah, it's not stable. You hear it, you can hear it, you can see it tacking. It's not stable. Let's bring it back to 12. Both of them. 2 engines, 2 lives. That's what A2A is all about, vacuum sim. Everything that they do, they program outside of the Microsoft SDK, so it's all custom coded, custom made. Where the sim doesn't work with them, they work around it, which I like. Making a very real, yeah, very realistic aircraft. there's a way, because my next cold base should be at 225 when I get at Port Heiden. Can set that already. This is my normal heading at the moment. This is at 210. So, as I said, for the A2A thread, I'm recording this now. Might as well gonna stream it as well soon. Once in a while, shoot some pictures to post over here at the A2A Discord. I've made a thread in the January channel, and in that thread I'm gonna basically group my flights. Generally, I think the next flights are given by the sparsity of the amount of airports. I want to keep some view, but the clouds are getting in my way. So you have Unalaska, then we have Ericsson in the middle, and then Kamchatka, and from there Japan. It's not a whole lot of airfields to cover this track along the Bering Sea. Everything's running peachy. Amps, put the icers on, so that's good. And the fuel boosters are still on, don't need those now. Forgot those. Keep the gyro jet drift in view. I do like that I can see the engine. Look at the engine. While on this angle I have an uninterrupted view of the ground. Nifty for in tight corners and still look at the outside. to see what you're turning into, so to speak. Here's the northern edge of something. Clouds is a bit too thick for my tastes. Yes, I need some VFR. I can go lower, of course. I can fly relatively low. But this is nice. This helps speed and economy. Like I said, I'm on the northern edge of the islands. All the rocky and mountainous and volcano stuff is on the southern edges. So as long as I keep the mountainous stuff on my left, then I should be good. Expecting noise on this thing. Unless it's turned off and I have no clue of that. No, there's no off here. Comes in range and I should hear it. All the volumes are at maximum. Power on the right engine a bit to make it more even. That's it. One of the dangers of recording this and not editing, because I don't edit, I don't cut stuff out. Well, maybe I will later. On streaming this, of course, is that you don't, it can tend to be long flights to look at, so to speak, looking at it via YouTube. So I can either, I'll put it in chapters. We are 37 miles or 11 minutes out from Port Heiden. We are on the northern edge. Visibility is cleared up a bit. Good show. There we go. 112.6. Got a beaver. But there's no noise. I would expect. This is 2 heading 220. So I could follow this one now to Cold Bay, but I'm, because I'm on this course 210. But I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna first go to Port Heiden to make a proper waypoint mark. And then turn towards this course. Does it also have a DB? Yes, it does. Good show. That makes it even more easy because now that I don't only have a direction, I also have a speed and a distance. Part of navigation is not only knowing where you are and knowing where you're going to be, but also at which time you're going to be somewhere. As we get nearer, the NDB will start shifting. Out, so when that happens, then this of course will go turning up again. It's only DME, so there's nothing here, only altitude, and we have an NDB dialed in at the same location, which is this arrow, so we're going straight towards where we want to be. Of course, when we pass that, then the arrow will go to the other end, and then we'll trace that out for a bit when we get onto a heading to Cold Bay. From sun angles she is beautiful. This angle is quite okay. This angle is this belly, floppy belly. Right. Now, of course, you have some options to put in a GPS here, of course, be it the defaults or working title. That's what. 29 degrees is a bit hot. The GNS stuff or the other stuff that you can buy. There's even a freeware KLN 90B, which I can paste in. But I like this. I like this old style cockpit. And it's, well, it's good for a pilot, even a sim pilot or a real world pilot, to just know to navigate by the basics, meaning the Mark 1 eyeball and the rudimentary, well now rudimentary VOR and NDB radios. When I started flying myself, it was like 2008, so I started navigating, let's say, a year after that in my lessons. You know, VORs, NDBs, it's all there. It's still all in the whole theoretical syllabus. GPS wasn't a thing. When I started flying on my own, I made kneeboard pads and navigational plans. You know, which course to fly at which speed to be at that point at that time. Nowadays, I just have a tablet with Sky Demon strapped up in my cockpit. Of course, now I know where I'm going, but the whole preparation stuff has gone so much down. For a good flight, I was busy for an hour on a Friday afternoon, Friday night, planning out for a Saturday morning. Nowadays, I just plonk it in the tablet and go. Still knowing my visuals, of course, still knowing the points on a map I want to go. I have to carry a map. You always have to. The law requires me to have a secondary navigational app. Here we go. Now the needle starts to simmer a bit. I don't even know how big Port Heiden is as a place, but okay. Let's turn in a bit. See if we can change that needle. Cylinder. Yeah, 5, 6. Oil temps. And this is all about fuel flow. The needle again. There seems to be Port Heiden airfield. And the 2 course for this one is now 223. That's not accounting wind, of course. I have no wind stuff here, no GTN 1000 stuff. But my general appearance seems to be that the wind is coming from the right, from the north hand side. Yeah, here's Port Heiden. guessing this is the town. There's more airport than town here. Oh, here's also some town in this built-up area. Yeah, it's not much. Truly desolate here. I'm guessing we won't see much of urbanization until we reach Japan. And now the needle goes. This is good enough for me. So 223. This is 227 on the compass, so I'm gonna accept for my drift again. And now I'm gonna set my heading. Three, 10 degrees too far to the right. Needle is now completely the other way around. This is resetting 1 hour until Cold Bay. Gonna bore you with that, so I'm gonna pause this recording now and I'll get back to you when I come up to Cold Bay. Good, here we are again. And we are approaching Cold Bay. 29 miles out, 9 minutes. Now what I'm going to do now is go to my next waypoint, which is Dutch Harbor. Again a DME only, 113.9er. And this NDB ADF will just tune to NDB 283 kHz. Flat, so there's no reception yet. There is reception on the DME. Just lie under 180 nautical miles. Visibility is bad again, although spotty best. See some mountains and volcanoes on the left, which is where I want them to be. And there seems to be water on the right, so also where I wanted that to be. So if that NDB doesn't come up, then I have a heading of 230. I think. Can't read my own handwriting. Let's check. Yeah, 230. Let's check the compass. Compass is 225. Good. Every 10 minutes or so, check the gyro, compare it to the compass, set it straight to the magnetic. Start this one, seeing a bit, starting to drift again. 217. Gonna go 5 degrees off. 222. Wind is still from the right. As you can see, because I haven't touched this anything in like an hour, so we're straight as an arrow compared to the wind. this is VOR2. This is the frequency if I set it. No. I've set this one here to the 2 range. It says 217. It's basically the same as this one. So here I have a range, a direction, and a direction, and a distance. And the distance compared to time relates to this time, 6 minutes. So again, what we'll see in 4 minutes is that this one here will start shifting, because if you overfly it, then it goes from a to perspective to a from perspective. And the needle will come back, but it's a little deep, because then we'll take out the radial from there. The radial from there we take is 230. That's our next course. And then of course this range will start adding up again. But I'll tune it back to nav1 for this one, because that will be the distance managing station towards Unalaska, Dutch Harbor. I'm more interested in seeing how far I'm from my destination than from my previous waypoint. But I can still keep this one dialed in. You see that? On a perfect heading towards Unalaska. So now we have a bearing to Dutch Harbor. Exactly on time, because in 11 miles we'll be over our, sorry about that, cold waypoint. Use a bit of time compression, and I'm seeing this should be lower, so I'm guessing time compression doesn't, and the custom made AccuSim fuel usage don't mix. It's basically a cheat then. So if you fly 4 times in time compression, then you can take only a quarter of the fuel that you actually need to use to get from A to B, roughly. Yeah, it's now thoroughly overcast. Might even be very bad weather. At 3 knots. Okay, so it's not a harbor landing then. Going around the Cape. Runway 13. here's CD, it's called Bay Airport, and this is our waypoint. You see it's sliding away now. 2.7 miles. So this is the one. And we're going there, roughly. That's too far to give details. Okay, switching over. So this goes to DME1. This is our heading, and you already see it slightly pointing to the right. It was in bearing 4, now it's 6. So we have to again up crab into the wind. I'm gonna get first set this one. 230 should be our heading. So I'm placing on 230 and see what happens. $152 miles, 52 minutes. Bearing -2. So if the wind is shifting me to the left, coming from the right, then this arrow will start moving to the right as well. Meaning I have to up a bit on my heading. Let's say 3 to 5 degrees. And that's how you manage to keep this needle centered. And thus going toward, basically the needle, the arrow is pointing towards where I want to go. So that's easy. All running smooth, all in the green. It is running a bit hotter again, it's 19 degrees now in the cabin. It's -10 outside the cabin. We're getting some open spots here again. Right, now we're past it. If we now turn this one to 230, just shy of it, 228. Now you see him from on a radial, on a straight heading of 220 from the station. So now I have a where do I want to go and where did I come from, radial. Those two lines, when you draw a line on a map, you being here, the arrow pointing where you are, the radial on where you came from, it's also almost a flat intersection, of course, even if it's not entirely flat. That's the point where you are. So that's basically a cross reference. purring like a kitten. There's some ground here, but approaching Unalaska could become a bit difficult. Let's see. There's no ILS there. What's the weather again? Visibility 10 statute miles. No, let's go first. This is where this is the place, PATU. This is the time of posting, which is January 2nd, 2056 Zulu, could be. So it's an hour old, 2056. 1st of January 2056. Oh, of course, because I'm flying not in real time, so that's okay. So it's an hour old weather forecast. The wind is 1110, blowing 3 knots. We're gonna be using runway 13, so that's okay, that's fine. Visibility 10 statute miles, that would be nice. Clouds broken at 150. Temperature 4, dew point 3. But not bad. The wind will be picking up tomorrow, so whenever I take off again, if this will hold true, then we'll get a wind from the other side, 220 at 14 gusting 24. It should be okay because it's on the nose, but better not. Right now it's VFR. Right, then I'll be flying along a bit and I'll be back with you when I start my descent. Alright, here we go again. We are roughly 40 miles out. So we have to go down a bit, and there's the big landmass in front of Unalaska. Normal rule of thumb, 10,000 down times 3, so 30 miles, 33 miles. Well, that's about now. So I'm gonna do attitude. Down. So that we're descending, and then of course pull some throttle so we don't overspeed. As you can see, 34 miles out, bearing now minus 11 degrees, so that's roughly around here. Up the map, let's say. This is the big landmass. This is Dutch Harbor, these are the radio beacons. What I'm gonna do is come over here, fly into the bay, and instead of going over the harbor, fly in between here to land like this. This way we have the headwind. This is the plan. Checking out everything in the green. Let's check. There's a bit of drift already. You can turn it off in the EFB, but I kind of like it. Makes it less a set and forget thing. And it is realism as it gets. It's real. Getting over this big mass here. Find the oil still a bit cool. Normally I would say 90 degrees is a good oil temperature. It's now at 60 roughly. So that's in normal operating range, but I would expect something higher, especially on a longer flight. We're over the sea, I'll drop it down to 1000 feet and then I'll go to a manual to do the approach and the landing. Visibility should be 10 miles, although the weather report is an hour old. See, it's starting to turn a bit, so I'm now gonna 30 degrees off is a bit much. Here it comes into play when you don't have a nice magenta line to follow. And this is Dutch Harbor over here. This is Tabletop Mountain. So you have to go in here around this lump, because on the other side of the lump over here is our airport. Setting full rich. No, it's getting down to 15 miles an hour, 40 is good. Set a full rich when we're going for landing. Aircraft's getting some dirt now. This is the 4th longest flight. Coming from Whitehorse, of course, but this is the first flight I'm recording for this trip all the way down to Gold Coast, Australia. Don't bother with ATC. I find it, after all these iterations of FSX and P3D and MSFS, still very bad. Sometimes I just call out make believe of the radio. It's been a long time since I've been on Eveo or VetSim. Just like to fly. This is Dutch Harbor. You can see just a bit of the airfield, a little bit just because I know that it's there. Okay, autopilot off. This temperature gauge is weird. Rough to set correctly. Okay, let's take a bit out of the speed. 15 on the manifold pressure. Now we're going to full mixture, full rich. Keeping low at 1200 feet. I'm 7 miles out. So what I'm gonna do, because this is a little island, right behind this rock is the airfield. If I come in between the island, then it's a very short approach. What I'm gonna do is gonna fly towards this massif over here. If I can see the runway, then I have a longer approach. Visibility is good enough, so why make it hard on myself? Slowing down, I can turn on landing lights, taxi lights, gear down, and 10 degrees of flaps. Fresh air because it's hot in here. Simulated, of course, but still. There we are. Right, now I have to mind the speed though, because this aircraft has the tendency, because of the high wing loading, to get in a rapid descent rather quickly. Not a whole lot of lift coming from these wings, which makes it fast, of course. There we have the runway. Flaps 20. Here we go. Flaps 30. Let's keep it like this. Pitch full fine. Props full forward. Full flaps. Makes her wallowy, but manageable at low speed. Over the edge, over the numbers, full throttle, and keep her flying, keep her flying, keep her flying. Keep flying, baby. And we stalled on the runway. Great. Applause from the P-Rep tooling. Flaps up, strobes off, landing lights off, transponder off. Marker lines. Well, park where you want. Don't mind if I do. Parking brake set. Okay, let's turn stuff off. Off. Autopilot main off. Avionics off. Pitot heater off. Prop heater off. Taxi lights off. Pull. Engines off. Fuel systems off. Forgot the pumps on landing. It's okay. Turn these one off. Alternators off. Three off. And we are on the ground in Unalaska. Now, let me wrap up my flight. You can't see this, but I transported 4 passengers, made a profit for the airline of 13,000 virtual dollars, and my own salary is 181, which is peanuts, but of course. Well, now the nose is a bit dirty after 3 flights, and the wing, of course, and the engine. Nice that it's all all this stuff is here. Yes, he's dirty. Getting dirty. Not cleaning her yet though. Maybe in Japan, we'll see how she comes out. For now, this was our flight. Next one will be to Ericsson Air Station in the Bering Sea and then over to Asia. So for now, thanks for watching and hope to see you on the next flight. Cheers.